What's up? Little lunch with Baum. What is happening? Drop a thumbs up. Tell me where you're coming from. I'm going to let this thing run for a second. The heat is on here in the Willamette Valley. What do you think about the heat? Are you a thumbs up or a thumbs down? If you're a thumbs up, drop the heat, the fire sign down in the comment section. If you're not about the heat, drop the snowflake sign down in the comment. You'd rather have cold weather. For me, I grew up in Baum. All right, looks like we're back. Little technical difficulties here. But if you come on, tell me where you're coming from. Little lunch with Baum, beat the heat. All right? Couple things. We might have record-breaking temperatures here in the valley. It looks like it's going to be in the triple digits, maybe even hit the teens. So last report I saw was 109 in a couple of days. But for me, I love the heat. I think the biggest thing with anything, it doesn't matter what it is people aren't prepared. I started talking, we got my daughter's at the county fair, wife's at the county fair this week, and I started talking to, even yesterday I said, start drinking water. Start drinking water, start getting your fluids in, make sure you're taking things in because you don't want to wait till it's too late. You know, the body's made up of like 70% of water, right? And even 1%, if you lose 1% of your body weight in water could wreak havoc on your system. So you got to make sure that you're prepared. You know, and then there's all this debate on, well, how much should I drink, right? Well, I don't know. You know, honestly, you could go to PubMed, you could go to WebMD, you could talk to your doctor, you could talk to your friend, you could talk to your nutritionist, you could talk to your trainer. You know, you could talk to a whole bunch of people and ask them, well, how much water should I drink? And you're gonna have a whole range of you know, things that people are saying. You know, you need to drink this much fluid and that much fluid, and you know, you got to find what works for you. Everybody's a little bit different. You know, somebody that's that holds a little more body fat is going to be different than somebody that's a lot leaner. You know, somebody that's younger is going to be different than somebody who's going to be a little bit older. You know, you got to find what works for you. You know, a lot of people have busy schedules like myself, so running to the bathroom every 10 minutes doesn't work out real well. So you got to find some balance. You don't want to wait until you're thirsty, you know, your skin's dry, you start turning color, things like that. But, you know, you got to be prepared. So I got a little strategy that I'm going to share with you in a second that I like to use that I picked up a while back. This is great. But really it's all about balance, right? So a couple of things, fluid-wise. Actually, I'll talk about what's in here in a second, but one of the things that I love is, I'm going to show you this real quick. So get out a Sharpie, stick it in your pocket. Here's my goal for me, is I try to drink 5 of these each day, all right? And I just put a little tally next to the deal. Here's mine today. I've already had 2, and I drink lots of fluids throughout the day. So honestly, getting enough fluid for me is not that big of a deal. But it's a great strategy that I like to share with folks because people just don't get enough. And if you don't write it down, I talk about before, the power of the pen, you know, and a goal without a plan is just a wish. So, you know, if you don't write it down and you don't have strategies in place, you know, that's when you falter. And the crazy thing is, the more you write things down, you know, you can measure it. You can look back and be like, oh, geez, I only had 2 of these today. Tomorrow I'm going to do a better job. Well, yesterday I did great. I got all 5. Right? So, you know, throw it in. You can do this on you know, put a piece of tape on your favorite water bottle. It doesn't really matter. You know, just make sure you're getting enough fluid because, you know, I love the heat. Once again, if you just came on, drop it down. Do you love the heat or do you love the cold? Because it's going to get smoking hot here in the valley, and I love the heat. I says, you know, it's another opportunity to get outside. So many people, they complain about the heat, but they never do anything about it. Funny story real quick. I got a client they run an HVAC business, and they love this time of the year because people don't do anything up until right now with their air conditioning units and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they go to flip it on and it doesn't work. It's the same thing with the body. People do nothing up until right now, and then all of a sudden they're wondering why they're sick, they're tired, they're exhausted, well, dehydrated because they got bad nutrition, they don't drink enough water. It's craziness. Right? So you got to have that stuff in place. You know, one of the biggest issues that happens now is, what do people go to? Run to the convenience store, they buy the quickest, cheapest thing that they can buy, and it's usually some type of aid, and it's got tons of sugar. The problem with that is we slam it down because we're a consumer. We don't know any better. They say to drink this stuff, and it's high in sugar, artificial colors, artificial ingredients. I mean, what's red number 40 anyway, or blue number 7, or any of that crazy nonsense? Right? But the problem is that it's hard on our system. Spikes spikes the sugar. The insulin goes crazy. The body's freaking out. That doesn't know what to do. All of a sudden, we burn through it, and then all of a sudden, we crash at the end of the day, and we got a worse headache than we did when we started. All right. So number one, you got to make sure you get enough fluid. You got to get that water in your system. I'm going to give you a couple things. Once again, tally things down. Okay, real quick. I can talk about more of this later. I'll just tell you what I do because that's what I do. Right. I've got these are Ripstick Hydrate. All right. We got 3 different deals going on right now. We got our Punch, we got our Pomegranate, and we got our Glacier. They even come in these cool little things. You can throw it in your bag and take it with you. Even the color is natural beet juice, elderberries, natural. There's hardly any, just about 4 grams in this one little thing. It's a little 4 grams of natural sugar. All right. I was looking at a couple of the aids the other day, and there's 20, 30, 40, 64 grams of sugar in one of the drinks. That's just crazy train. Right? So I want something that's all natural, low in sugar, no artificial ingredients. I read the labels, I look at things and I say, if it says artificial or has some type of numbered color in it, it's a no-go for me. And water's great. Lots more water. You got to get more in, right? And once again, like my goal is 5. I don't know what your number is. You got to figure that out. If you got to run to the bathroom, every 15, 10 minutes, whatever, and you got a busy schedule like me, that doesn't work out real well. You're in the middle of a session and you got to go. It's challenging. I got to hold it, so no good. So, there's lots of natural options for me. I use the Ripstick. I'm going to show you this again. They're backwards. All right, they're backwards, but we got 3 different ones here, and I've got, they come in these little packages too. You can throw them in. So either way, tons of folks. You want a natural option, no artificial, nothing in it. That's the way to go. But my biggest thing to you, beat the heat. You got to plan for it. I says, it's not hot yet. I think I was driving. I ran home to get some lunch for the girls. Got to go back down to the fairgrounds. But, it's not super hot. It's probably in the 80s right now, but it's like, drink your fluids. Make sure you're getting enough in. Because when tomorrow afternoon, when it's in the triple digits and it's smoking hot and you got a headache and you're wondering why you feel so bad, it's because you're dehydrated. And you let it even like 1% of your body weight, that's just going to wreak havoc on your system. All right? So you got questions, fire at me. Make sure you stay hydrated. You got to beat the heat. All right? It's your responsibility. All right, nobody's going to do it for you. I made a post the other day. Nobody can make you do anything. You got to own it. You got to do it. All right. I was up at the gym, feet on the floor, ODark30. Check out my Instagram and Facebook story if you want to see what's going on with that. You find value up in the top. Hit follow and then see first. Also, if this is something that you think somebody could benefit from, do me a favor, share it. Share it with your friends. If you're interested in any of the Ripstick stuff or any of the Zija stuff that I support all the time, all natural products, hit me up. I'd love to help out, love to share, but make sure, drink your fluids, tally, power the pen, write stuff down. All right? Love all of you. You guys have a great rest of your day.